Hi, welcome back to Session Road Garage. So in the last video we kind of mentioned a few things about some of the cars that we had projects planned on. So I decided today to give you a little bit of a look on what we actually have outside the shop versus what we had inside the shop. So what you're looking at is here, this is the CA powered car that we were talking about, or that I was talking about. This has forged internals. It's got a Garrett T3 TO4 twin scroll turbo on it, with a log type manifold. Don't know if you can actually see that. Turbonetics external wastegate with dump. I don't know. Hopefully you can see where the dump is. I think it's right there. We picked this car up in Lubbock, Texas about 2-3 weeks ago. It is in really good shape. A few dents here and there, but otherwise really good shape, considering most 240s these days are 50 different colors. The guy that I bought the car from, he bought it from the original owner, and he's the guy that built most of the car. And the car has manual windows, slick top. We got a old diesel truck moving across. This one has a cracked dash, and one of the things that's actually pretty cool about this, and I didn't even know, this has a Turbo XS knock light. It's the first time I've ever seen one, but pretty cool. Yeah, this one has got some reupholstered seats. Like I said, interior's it's in good shape. One of the issues with this, it's not running right now, is we're not getting spark. But I really haven't had a lot of time to dig into this one. Side's locked. So what we're gonna do is, it's got a ECU that's real old school. So has a daughter board in it with a piggyback that's from Live Edit, and can't really find anyone that actually has the software to tune that right now. So we're just gonna get another stock ECU and go ahead and get an enthalpy tuned ECU, an enthalpy tuned ROM chip, and hopefully when he comes to Houston later this year we can get it dialed in and see what we can make on this built CA. The other car we got is this hatch. So it looks kind of weird right now. This was a project that we picked up in Corpus Christi last year. Now, although it doesn't look like it, the body on this one is really straight. Well, except this stuff right here. But frame rails are pretty good. The interior's clean. This also is a slick top with manual windows and manual mirrors and all that. It's already been 5 lug swapped, and this car was actually in process of being stripped to get painted and put back together with an NA RB25 swap in it, as our quote-unquote shop car. Nothing really to look at on this one, but this one, we had this one up for sale, and we actually got it sold today. Next up on the list is this car. So this is a JDM 180SX. It is not a Type X. It's an early 1989 180SX. So this car originally is a KRS 13. It has the Type X 180SX lights on it, but that was swapped in after the fact. When the car came in a couple years ago, someone cut the back fenders and put those over fenders on them. I don't like it. We're actually gonna take it apart from the pinch welds or the spot welds and replace both fenders. So my goal for this car is to bring it back to OEM, or as close to OEM as I can. So I got some really good front fenders. The hood is still good, so I'll change that out. We're getting a brand new front bumper for it from NissanParts.cc. That should be here in a week or so. And then we're gonna try to source a 180SX kit. I don't think we can at this point. Price wise, I don't think it's going to be feasible, but we'll see what we can do. If not, we'll be getting a Doki Dory kit of some sort for it. So this car is powered, but slicked up, as you can see. Pretty good shape. Really impressive seats on this one. Usually there's a lot of wear right there. This one has the OEM dash on it, and that's the odometer, 40,090 kilometers. So this dash is in good shape. It's got a few spider cracks here and there, but overall in pretty good shape. So we picked this car up because there was some confusion about it, but it turned out that it is what the car says it is. I may get into that in a later video, but it's been verified. One of the ways that you can tell a JDM car from a USDM car, one of the quick ways, and not a lot of people know this, and not a lot of people would put the time in, is one of the first things you can see. Not a lot of people swap that from this side because they don't really take the time to take this section, this upper section of the firewall off. Some people do it. I've got a buddy in San Angelo. His name's Clayton Alley. He does that type of work. Very, very time consuming. But details on this car is 5-lug swap, pretty much stock suspension, except it's got PBM coils on it. Originally came with a pig nose front, pig nose lip. This car, as I said, it's a KRS13. As you can see there, KRS13. And actually found the info on this car on the GTR, the GTR registry. So this chassis number or VIN number came up on the registry as having, it was a Hicus 2 CA automatic, CADT automatic car. Obviously it's been swapped to 5-speed, and at one point it had an RB25 in it, as you can tell by that. Someone did that and did that. All that's going to get changed out. This is going to become the Session Road's new car. This car started out life in San Antonio, then it went to Boerne, Texas, then it ended up, I think, in Taylor, Texas, and then to Austin, and then now I got it. But in all those times, there was only one owner. So, you know, typical 240 stuff. So here's another car we have. This is actually a customer's car. We kind of did a motor refresh on this one. That's why the motor looks pretty good, but the engine bay doesn't look good. Found out that the chassis harness on this thing is really knackered. It's in bad shape. So there's a lot of issues going on with this car right now. So it runs decently, but every time we mess with that section of the harness, it starts to get a wonky idle and it doesn't want to rev. Changed pretty much all the sensors and all that stuff. This car was basically a drift car that the customer bought in Houston, and it was a running driving car, but it didn't run right, so we started fixing it to make it run right, and then all the other issues started popping up because I guess what they did was they tried to patch over the issues with the harness by half-assing it. I really don't know how else to say it, and but it never worked. So we got that sorted out, but come to find out now that the chassis part of it is the major issue. So the guy that owns this car is the guy that bought that one right there. So we're gonna swap all his parts off of this one onto that one. He's gonna get it painted. So pretty much the same car we were gonna build, but it's gonna go to a new owner. Here are two other cars that we have. This belongs to my other son. This one is a 1986, 85, 86, I can't remember. This is one of the very first cars that we imported way back in 2015 or 16, I think it was. And this has a 1G GTE twin turbo with the water-to-air intercooler. We'll get into that another time. That's going to be another project. This car back here belongs to a very good friend of mine. We're going to get into details in this, but I'll tell you this. This car is one of 500 ever made. It's a Bluebird SSS-R. It's a factory spec rally car that was built by Nissan. It comes from the factory with the fog lights, reinforced suspension, structural rigidity improvements, factory installed roll cage and belts, lap belts and shoulder harnesses. But like I said, we'll get into that later on. Back over on the other side, that is the S15 engine we had that I pointed out in the last video. So we're in the process of taking it apart, cleaning it up, and we're going to reseal that sucker. And that's the one that's going to get resealed, some dress-up parts. We're going to check all the tolerances, change all the gaskets and seals in that one, and get it prepped for install in the S13, red S13. This here is my R32 1991 R32 GTR. This is the second one that I've owned. So this one is slated to get paint, refreshed engine bay, and we already started doing some interior improvements. It came with some CE28s on it, some Volk CE28s on it, but it was 16-inch. Didn't like the offsets. It wasn't that great. It was light, but not good. I didn't like how the car looked. So, haven't decided on what wheels I want to put on. I'd like to go back with the Advent RG2s, but like I had on the other one, but can't seem to find a good set for a good price. Interior is pretty clean, minus the vent. I've got the brand new vent that I got from Dylan Sattler over at nismoparts.cc. He helps out a ton with all the parts for getting it. Really good prices. Pretty much a lot of prices that he's got beats a lot of the other internet prices. As you can see, those rear panels there, pretty shot. Typical for this generation of R32. So those are going to get replaced. Seats are in good shape. This one actually has some really good seats, not a lot of wear on them. This car has a sub 90,000 miles, or I think just around 90,000 kilometers, sorry. So for a 1989, that's pretty low. Original seats, as you can see, not a lot of wear on them. Pedals show that the mileage is correct. It's about 96,000 kilometers. So when we got this car, it had some issues in it, so we're slowly working through it as I have time. It does need paint, as you can see, some surface rust, but otherwise, solid car. Engine bay needs the session road touch, but we'll be getting into that pretty soon. Hopefully, once we get some of the customer projects out of the way, within the next couple of months. This is another car that I own. It's a 1985 SA RX7. So it's first gen RX7. Very clean car. Let's see if we can get some better pictures of it. So picked this car up in North Dallas last year. Saw it on Facebook Marketplace, saw the condition of it, and I was like, nah, I gotta get that. I really gotta get that. So it's in really good condition. One of the things that I really like, it's got working AC, working cruise control, carburetor, 3 pumps, crank, pull the choke, and you're good. My son was joking today, and he said this is one of the most reliable cars we have. I would beg to differ, but this thing is impressive on how great it runs. Sunroof is in good shape. Interior is in good shape on this one as well. The only thing about it is it's auto, but I don't mind. I like it. All the climate controls, dash, instrument cluster, interior, very good shape for the year. Car was really well kept. I've got one of the most impressive thing about this car is the underneath of this car. I don't know if you might not be able to see it, but the underneath of this car pretty much looks like the top of it. It is super clean. Can't really see much. And this video is going pretty long. Here we have R32 GTST 5-speed, originally an automatic car. RB20 DET. This car is actually for sale. It's got the GTR front bumper, but it's got the GTST hood. Body's in good shape. A little bit of rust on it. Not a lot, but overall in pretty good shape. So this 5-speed. If anyone is interested in getting more information, feel free to drop me a line in the comments, or I think you can get to my email, or and I'll get back with you on it. But otherwise, pretty clean car. Well, cleanish car. I wouldn't say clean, but there's cleaner. I've seen cleaner, but this one is in pretty good shape. As you can see, it's being currently used, not abused, just used as a daily. We have this. We also have a 2JZ Chaser, R32 Type M, R33 Type M GTST automatic, Nissan P10. What was called the Primera in Japan, but it's actually the Infinity G20s here. Got that one yesterday. So if you need or want any one of those cars, then feel free to leave it in the comments, and we check the comments. But overall, that's what we got going on. We got the white hatch up on some jack stands today, so we're doing some work underneath. We got the wiring specialties harness in, so that's what we're in the process of getting put in today. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Let's see if we can take you in here. This harness is going to get installed today or tomorrow. It's kind of late right now. Not much going on this. Can't really show much on that truck. That truck's another project that's going to happen. And then we have this car. I think hopefully we have some more light. I might be able to, get you a better look at how clean this engine is. Mind you, this engine has been in here for going on 8 years. And like I said in the previous video, it was daily driven at one point. Still some zinc on there. Alright, well, I think this video's gone long enough. It's about almost 19 minutes. So that's some of the stuff we got going on here at Session Road. What we're going to do is keep you updated. Hopefully you like what you see, you enjoy the content. Feel free to comments are appreciated. It's feedback on what we're doing wrong. This is my first time doing this stuff, so any information or points, tips, or anything that you'd like to see or get more details on, like I said, comments are appreciated. Please leave a like, and if you'd like to subscribe, we'll keep posting videos. Have a good evening. Thanks. Bye.